very good evening. You're watching Big Bang with me, Shruti. Well, the BBMP has a newfound fetish to keep their premises pest-free. Don't believe us? Take a look for yourself.
Wondering why we're showing you Pied Piper of Hamelin? We are just giving BBMP a cheaper and better option to get rid of the rats in their office. Yes, BBMP is desperately trying to drive out all the rats from their premises, and we thought we should do our bit to help the Palike. But hasn't the Palike done something already? They indeed have. In fact, they've taken the issue so seriously that they've spent a lot on the entire exercise. 2 lakhs for 20 rats. The Administration and Finance Department has taken up the renovation of their office, and getting rid of the rats is of utmost priority. And for this, the Palike has spent 2 lakh rupees over the last several months. But they've managed to trap only 20 of these tiny creatures. This means the Palike has spent 10,000 rupees on each rat. Surprised? We definitely are. The Palike might not have spent so much on their employees till date. Thanks to Yediur corporator N.R. Ramesh, who has brought the issue to light.
ಇಲಿಗಲ್ ಹಿಡಿಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಕಳೆದ 6 ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 2 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಲಿ ಹಿಡಿದಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 20 ಇಲಿ ಹಿಡಿದಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಇಲಿಗೆ 10,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಖರ್ಚಾಗುತ್ತಾ ಮಾಪ ಅವರೇ? ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಇಲಿ ಪಾಷಾಣ ಒಂದು 12 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು. ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು 12 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಇಲಿ ಪಾಷಾಣ ತಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು 100 ಇಲಿ ಹಿಡಿಬೋದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ 2 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಅದು. ಈ ತರ ಒಂದು ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಹಿತಿಗಳು, ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಖರ್ಚು ವೆಚ್ಚಗಳಿಗೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ತಾವು ಕಡಿವಾಣ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು ಮಾಪ ಅವರೇ.
That isn't the only issue that is troubling the Palike. If the Palike has to release more than 1 lakh rupees, it needs to call for tenders. But a smart Palike has found a way around this too. The Palike has released 99,000 rupees in 2 installments. And as always, the Palike has rubbished this and has claimed that they have spent the money on pest control of the entire office and not just on the rats.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಡಿಗೆ 10,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಔಷಧಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಚಿಂಗ್ ಇಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಪಾಯ್ಸನ್ನ ಇಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಬಂದು ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್ ಇದೆ, ಪೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಜರ್. ಪೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ತಾವು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
2 lakhs on pest control and 1.2 crore rupees on renovation. Doesn't look like Namma Palike is in a financial crunch. But we wonder why is it that most of the roads and footpaths in Bengaluru continue to be in a dilapidated state. Pramod Shastri for News 9, Bengaluru.
The fear of dengue, which was dormant all this while, has come to the forefront once again. Here's a glimpse of the latest report on the number of dengue cases so far.
With occasional showers, we can say it's the monsoon time. Stagnant water and puddles on street corners is no rarity anymore. But this has become a major cause of concern for many across the state. The reason being, these are the very breeding grounds for Aedes mosquitoes that are a medium for dengue. Some might not shy away from saying we are stepping into the season of dengue because there are close to 3,000 cases of suspected dengue infections across the state. But the number of medically confirmed cases is completely different. 113 people were suspected to be suffering from dengue over the last 6 months. On medical examination, 80 were confirmed to be suffering from the disease. Fortunately, there have been no deaths so far. Overall statistics in the state is nothing less than alarming. 2,935 victims are suspected to be suffering from dengue across Karnataka. But according to reports, only 648 cases have been confirmed so far. While the number of confirmed cases is not as high as the suspected ones, the fact that close to 730 people currently suffering from the deadly dengue has set the alarm bells ringing.
Because of the rains, there will be stagnation of the fresh water. That is a breeding site for the Anopheles mosquito, which is a main vector for transmitting the dengue disease. 648 cases since January till 9th July. We got 648 cases positive for dengue cases. There is no death since Jan. This year we don't have any dengue shock syndrome. That is the complication of the dengue fever. The patient with a high fever is having a severe headache and he will have a severe vomiting, and the patient will go into a shock-like syndrome. That shock means his BP will fall, his pulse will fall. There he needs a special treatment.
Manipal Hospital, Sagar Hospital and BBMP hospitals in Bengaluru are seeing an increased number of people seeking treatment for dengue. The number has relatively increased over the last 15 days. Bringing the issue to light during the council meeting today, Health Minister UT Khadr has stated that they are looking at tackling the issue before it affects many others. While the rains have brought relief, it has also spread fear. The people now hope that BBMP and state government handle the situation in a better way and ensure there are no deaths. Maltesh for News 9, Bengaluru.
Well, public urination is nothing less of a nuisance, but many people can't help as there are insufficient public toilets. But for one man in Namma City, it proved deadly. As he started relieving himself, little did he know that he would be gone forever.
Now, not so long ago, an under-construction building, 11-story building in Chennai collapsed. 61 people lost their lives. A week later, a wall near a go-down collapsed in Chennai itself. 11 people lost their lives. Thankfully, one boy, an individual, age 19, was rescued. Now, this afternoon, at around between 1:30 and 2, a wall collapse took place right here in Bengaluru on MTB Road, Journalist Colony. This is what we are showing you now. This is the wall. It's about 10 feet in height and about 70 feet in length. And you can clearly see this is the wall that actually collapsed this afternoon. Now, sadly, it has claimed the life of a 33-year-old individual. Farooq is his name. He's from Gauripalia. Now, what exactly happened? It's pretty simple. Due to the lack of toilets in Bengaluru over here, people have no other option. When it's urgent, they have to go. Now, this wall was one such wall that was used by a lot of auto rickshaw drivers in order to urinate. Now, what happened was that at around 1:32, when he came here, he first stopped his auto somewhere on the other side of the road. You can clearly see a lot of people now standing there. On the other side of the road, since it's a one-way, he stopped his auto there. He decided just to come as fast as possible and urinate over here. The exact spot where he came was over there. You can see his slippers still over there. That's the spot he was. In a matter of 5 to 10 seconds, without any warning, this entire wall collapsed on him. Now, the people who were here immediately rushed to rescue him. They removed all these bricks away from him, but unfortunately, we are told that he died on the spot. Well, in fact, now to know exactly what happened, we have an individual right over here. Sir, really, ಈ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವಾಗಾಯಿತು, ಹೇಗಾಯಿತು?
1:30 ಗಂಟೆ ಟೈಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದು. ಆ ಆಟೋ ಡ್ರೈವರ್ ಬಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸೈಡಲ್ಲಿ ಆಟೋ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ರೀಸಸ್ಗೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಬಂದು ಕೂತಿದ್ದು 2 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೋಡೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿತ್ತು. ಆ ಗೋಡೆ ಬೀಳೋದಕ್ಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಗೋಡೆಗೆ ಪಾಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಟಾಯ್ಲೆಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಒಬ್ಬರು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಟಾಯ್ಲೆಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕಲಾಸಿಪಾಳ್ಯ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೂ ನಿಯರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟಾಯ್ಲೆಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಜನಗಳ ರೀಸಸ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು? ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಗೋಡೆ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಈ ರೀತಿ ಸಾಯ್ತಾರೆ.
Well, you heard what he said. This is the biggest problem that people face over here. There are no toilets, so they have no other option but to actually come to these places or walls and urinate. Now, that is not the only problem. This wall had no foundation. I'm going to show you what exactly it is. Now, you can clearly see that this is the only foundation for the wall over here. Nothing much. It's just placed over here. This is the ground level, nothing much underneath. Now, the rule is when you construct a wall or any construction activity, it must have a strong foundation. Again, it's pretty simple. A strong foundation, which means the entire structure stands. Now, in this case, without any strong foundation, the entire wall was set up. It's about 10 feet in height. Now, no strong foundation, the rains, everything created havoc. Water started seeping inside over there. And finally, today, when this unfortunate soul came over here and began to urinate, it fell on him. So now the big question is, whose compound is this? Because the owner has not yet come over here. The owner has not come over here to actually stake the claim and state that this is his wall. It was his mistake. Now, this is clearly a criminal negligence. Again, will the police take action against him or will this be hushed up? That's the big question. With camera person Mantesh, this is Nolan Pinto for News 9.
Cubbon Park police have given a report recommending the cancellation of the license for Sky Bar in UB City. The report was submitted to the police commissioner by the Cubbon Park inspector. Here is a blow-by-blow account at the happenings in Sky Bar on the night of MLA Vijayanand's birthday. At 4:15 p.m., rowdy sheeter Somshekhar Gowda called Sky Bar and he said 30 to 40 people will come to the party. He asked for a cake with the title Dear Vijay. And at 9:48 p.m., Vijayanand, his family and relatives totaling 12 people entered Sky Bar. And at 10:02 p.m., Somi Gowda entered Sky Bar in a purple shirt. MLAs Ajay Kumar Singh, MP Ravindra, HP Manjunath enter and wish Vijayanand. And at 11:05 p.m., Music stopped by Sky staff and lights were turned off. Somegowda and some people created ruckus as cake cutting was pending. And at 11:14 p.m., cake was put on the table. And following that, 11:20 p.m., the cake was cut and celebrations continued. 3 MLAs wished Vijayanand and left. And at 11:20 p.m., 14 people occupying 3 tables on the left ordered drinks and food. And at 1:08 a.m., 5th Beat Constables Kiran Kumar and Prashant Naik approached UB City. And the public told them that the party was still going on, so the cops decided to enter. Kiran entered and Prashant decided to stay outside. And at 1:10 a.m., Kiran told Prashant that the party was still on and that Somashekar Gowda was there at the party. Prashant asked him to shoot the party on camera, so Kiran used his mobile phone to shoot the party. At 1:11 a.m., Vijayanand's associate tried to grab Kiran's mobile and they threatened the cop. Another supporter tried to snatch the mobile from Kiran. And Somashekar Gowda came with a drink in his hand and shouted at Prashant and Kiran. An angry Vijayanand slapped Kiran on the right cheek, the cop who tried to capture the party. And at 11:14 a.m., Prashant came to his defense. Prashant and Kiran were taken out of the club. Prashant called ASI Muniraju and narrated the incident while being pushed by goons. And Vijayanand continued to shout at Prashant, Kiran and other cops who were present there. A lady tried to stop Vijayanand, but he hit her on the shoulder and asked her to move away. Goons pushed the cops into the lift and asked them to leave. And at 1:20 a.m., Vijayananda and his family members left Sky Bar. And at 1:32 a.m., by this time, ASI Muniraju reached the spot with other cops. Muniraju questioned Vijayanand, but Vijayanand shouted at Muniraju. And by 4:15, rowdy sheeter Somashekar Gowda called Sky Bar. Well, this is the beginning yet again. We're telling you how it all began. The blow-by-blow account of how the fight began, the argument began.